Foresights TV with me, Isma. Israel's latest decision to establish 22 new Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank, along with the legalization of unauthorized outposts, have sparked renewed international concern and intensified tensions surrounding the long-running Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The move announced by Defense Minister Israel Katz marks one of the most sweeping expansions in years and comes amid an already volatile regional climate following the Gaza war. Most of the international community, including the United Nations and the European Union, considers such settlements illegal under international law and direct threat to the prospects of two-state solution. Here's a special report from Foresights TV. Defense Minister Israel Katz framed the settlement expansion as a strategic and ideological initiative, referring to the West Bank by its biblical name Judea and Samaria, and declaring the move as a reinforcement of Israel's historical right in the land of Israel. He also linked the decision to national security, calling it crushing response to Palestinian terrorism and a step to prevent the formation of a Palestinian state, which he said could pose a danger to Israel. The new plan includes both the construction of new settlements and the formal legalization of several existing outposts that has been built without government approval. These outposts, often erected on hilltops by settler groups, have long operated in legal limbo but are now being brought under official Israeli administration. The West Bank already hosts over 100 Israeli settlements, with more than 5 lakh settlers living among roughly 3 million Palestinians. These settlements range from small clusters of trailers to fully developed towns with infrastructure rivaling major urban areas. International reaction to the announcement is likely to be highly critical. The UN's International Court of Justice ruled last year that Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories is illegal and called for an immediate halt to all settlement activity. Although the ruling was non-binding, it reflected global legal censuses and further delegitimized Israeli actions in occupied territories under international law. Critics argue that Israel's continued settlement expansion and military control over the West Bank have effectively fragmented Palestinian land, diminishing the feasibility of a contiguous and sovereign Palestinian state. The recent wave of settlement approvals and land grabs have accelerated this fragmentation, confining Palestinian communities to shrinking enclaves and increasing tensions on the ground. Meanwhile, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza has also intensified. Israel's military campaign in response to Hamas's attack has devastated the coastal territory. Over 54,000 Palestinians have been killed, according to Gaza Health Ministry. The majority of this reported to be women and children. While Israel continues to argue that it is targeting Hamas combatants, vast areas of Gaza, including Rafah and buffer zones, are now uninhabited or depopulated under Israeli control. Yaakov Garb, an expert on land use, reports that Israel now controls over 70% of Gaza. The international community remains largely divided on how to respond. While former US President Donald Trump supported Israeli sovereignty over occupied territories and encouraged settlement growth, President Joe Biden, despite publicly opposing the settlement, has not applied significant pressure to halt expansion. This has left room for Israel's current government, the most right-wing in its history, to pursue its territorial ambitions more aggressively. Israel's move to formalize 22 new settlements in the West Bank is more than a policy decision. It's a clear signal of the government's long-term strategy to cement control over disputed lands and reshape the political geography of the region. It undermines the viability of the two-state solution and further erodes trust between Israelis and Palestinians. While Israeli officials frame the expansion as a defensive and historical right, Palestinians and much of the global community see it as a de facto annexation that disregards international law and human rights. As the war in Gaza continues and political division deepens, the likelihood of a negotiated peace grows increasingly remote. The developments in the West Bank risk becoming a permanent fixture in a conflict that continues to exact a devastating human cost on both sides. That's all for today. Thanks for watching Foresights TV with me, Isma.